Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's lesson is on everyday idioms, where we will be taking a look at some idioms that can help you to advance your English. So, do you know how to use the following idioms? If not, then keep watching, because in part 1, I will show you the idioms in the context of a story. In part 2, I will break them down for you with examples of how they can be used. The story is aimed at English learners at A-level B1. So first, we will quickly break down some advanced vocabulary to help you read along with the story. So pay attention. Notorious means to be known for something negative or bad. To confront means to face or address a difficult situation directly. Palpable means able to be felt or touched, or easily perceived. Misdeeds means wrong or immoral actions. Deceitful means intending to mislead or trick someone. Intricate means complicated or detailed, having many interconnected parts. Collective means involving all members of a group, shared by the group. Cautionary means providing a warning or serving as a precaution. And finally, embezzlement, which means the act of stealing money that is entrusted to one's care.
In a village where the people were poor and suffering lived Mayor Higgins, a man notorious for beating around the bush when it came to addressing the concerns of the townspeople. The villagers felt like they were under his thumb and had long suspected he was cutting corners in managing the town's resources. However, no one dared to confront him. Tom was unemployed and not the brightest person in the village, but he couldn't shake the feeling that there was a rat in the system, so he decided to get his act together by investigating further. As he delved into the town's financial records, he discovered evidence of corruption that went beyond mere suspicion. Tom found himself with his back up against the wall, caught between exposing the mayor's misdeeds and risking his own safety. It all unfolded during a town hall meeting where Tom decided to draw the line and confronted Mayor Higgins about his deceitful practices. The tension in the room was palpable as Tom accused the mayor of bearing a grudge against the very people he was meant to serve. The townspeople, once hesitant, rallied behind Tom, demanding answers. As the confrontation reached its peak, it turned out Mayor Higgins had been crying wolf about the financial pressures, using them as a cover for his embezzlement of the people's tax money. The real threat to the village's well-being was intricate. As it came from within, the townspeople were shocked to discover the extent of the mayor's deception. In the end, Tom's bravery and determination exposed the true nature of Mayor Higgins, encouraging the townspeople to work collectively together to rebuild their village. The story served as a cautionary reminder that sometimes the biggest threats are the ones that lurk close to home.
Hey, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons to show your support if you're finding this lesson helpful. Also, I drink a lot of coffee to make these videos for you, so please show your support by loading me up with more caffeine at www.ko-fi.com/seriously-English. I would greatly appreciate your help. Let's begin part 2. To beat around the bush is to avoid getting to the main point or issue, to speak indirectly or evasively instead of addressing something directly. Some example sentences are: Sarah was beating around the bush when I asked her about the project deadline, giving vague explanations instead of providing a clear answer. Instead of confronting the issue, Mark continued to beat around the bush, discussing unrelated topics during the meeting. When questioned about his whereabouts last night, John started beating around the bush, making up stories rather than admitting he had forgotten to inform anyone. To be under someone's thumb means to be under the control or influence of someone, to be dominated by the other person. For example, ever since he borrowed money from his friend, Jack felt like he was under his thumb, always having to do favors in return. The employees often felt they were under the manager's thumb, afraid to voice their opinions or make decisions without approval. After the argument, it became clear that Sally was under her partner's thumb, hesitating to express her own preferences. To cut corners is to take shortcuts or use unethical methods to save time, effort, or money, often resulting in a lower quality outcome. Let's look at some examples. The construction company decided to cut corners by using inferior materials, leading to structural issues in the building. When preparing for the exam, Tom realized he couldn't cut corners by skipping essential chapters if he wanted to perform well. The chef refused to cut corners in the kitchen, insisting on using fresh ingredients and traditional cooking methods for every dish. To smell a rat is to suspect that something is wrong, or that someone is being deceitful, or to sense that there is a hidden problem. For example, when the financial reports didn't add up, Lisa began to smell a rat and started investigating possible embezzlement. As soon as he heard the overly elaborate explanation, Mike began to smell a rat and questioned the authenticity of the salesman's claims. The sudden change in his friend's behavior made Tim smell a rat, leading him to discover the hidden motives behind his unusual actions. To get your act together means to organize yourself, improve your behavior, or become more responsible to make positive changes in your life. Some examples are: after failing the first semester, Jenny decided it was time to get her act together and prioritize her studies. Feeling overwhelmed with work, Mark realized he needed to get his act together and create a more efficient schedule. Facing constant disorganization, Tom knew he had to get his act together at work to meet deadlines and improve productivity. To be backed up against the wall means to be in a difficult or desperate situation with limited options, to face challenges or pressure with no easy way out. Some examples are: with mounting debts and no job prospects, Jane felt like she was backed up against the wall, unsure of how to improve her financial situation. As the project deadline approached and unforeseen challenges arose, the team found themselves backed up against the wall, struggling to meet expectations. Caught in a web of lies, Peter realized he was backed up against the wall, unable to maintain the facade any longer. To draw the line means to set a limit, to establish a point beyond which something is unacceptable or will not be tolerated. Some examples include: when it comes to workplace behavior, it's essential to draw the line and address any actions that violate company policies. In any healthy relationship, it's important to communicate and draw the line to ensure both partners feel respected and understood. As a manager, you may need to draw the line when it comes to employees consistently missing deadlines to maintain overall team efficiency. To bear a grudge means to harbor persistent resentment or bitterness towards someone due to a past offense or wrongdoing. Some example sentences are, even after years had passed, she was still bearing a grudge against her former colleague for taking credit for her ideas. It's not healthy to keep bearing a grudge. Instead, try to forgive and move on for your own peace of mind. The siblings were still bearing a grudge from their childhood, making family gatherings tense and awkward. To cry wolf means to give a false alarm or raise a false alarm, often to seek attention or create unnecessary panic. It comes from a story about a shepherd boy who repeatedly tricks the villagers into thinking a wolf is attacking his flock. When an actual wolf appears and the boy calls for help, the villagers believe that it is another false alarm, and the sheep are all eaten by the wolf. And the moral of the story is that liars are not believed even when they tell the truth. Think about the colleague or employee who is always calling in sick. Yeah, sure you're sick. Some example sentences are, after several instances of crying wolf about computer issues, nobody believed Tom when he actually encountered a serious problem. The student regretted crying wolf about her lost textbooks in the past, especially when she genuinely needed help finding her missing laptop. If you keep crying wolf about minor issues, people may not take you seriously when a real and urgent problem arises. Congratulations! You've made it to the end. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. And if you have any more questions or suggestions, please leave a comment down below. Appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. See you next time.